All right, good afternoon and welcome to the planning briefing for 26 November 2025 or your Thanksgiving weekend briefing. All right, so the key points: light snow north of I-90, changing to or mixing with rain tomorrow morning. Then by the evening, a modified Arctic is going to start to slide into the Flathead Valley. Um, but by Friday, that modified Arctic should be moving through most of western Montana. Our weather threat matrix: a little bit of mountain snow in our Idaho areas, northwest Montana, a little bit of light snow in the morning, changing to or mixing with rain in the afternoon. And for west central Montana, snow above the valleys, but the valleys may see a brief, and I'm talking 30 to 60 minutes period of freezing rain. I don't expect too many travel impacts, but be careful on those bridges. There may be some icy spots. North central Idaho, snow moderate on Friday as that modified Arctic comes in, but that's likely to be above 3,000 feet, so not all levels. Hell's Canyon is not going to see snow. And then I have high down here for both northwest Montana and southwest Montana. That's where we have the greatest confidence that there'll be a 10 to 15 degree drop in temperatures as the modified Arctic comes in. Winds 30 to 40 miles per hour briefly with the Arctic, and a burst of snow. Moderate chance in west central Montana. Less confidence that we're going to see a rapid drop in temperature, but the winds and the snow will be there. And then precipitation goes off. We remain cold for the next couple days. So that light freezing rain and snow chances north of I-90, light snow in the morning up to an inch, pretty widespread, melts off the roads after the sun rises. Light freezing rain probably only causing problems on bridges. You may feel a few, some ice on your car, but in general, it's not going to be that big of a deal. Your Thanksgiving planner: we had snow this morning, snow tomorrow morning, and then by evening and Friday, that modified Arctic brings cold, wind, and snow. A little bit of snow in the mountains Saturday, and then continue cold by Sunday. All right, so the timing on the modified Arctic: by Thanksgiving 5 to 7 p.m., it gets to Marias Pass. And then between 9 and 12 p.m., it's into the Flathead Valley, pretty much Kalispell. By 4 to 7 a.m. on Friday, it's west of the Flathead Valley, through the Mission Valley and the Sealy Swan Lakes region. And then by 8 to 11 a.m. on Friday, Missoula, most of Deer Lodge and Silver counties, and just starting to make its way west of Missoula. And then by 2 p.m., it should be through most of western Montana. Now, there are a few models that show a slower progression, but this is the average progression for this cold front. All right, so we have put out some watches and warnings. So a winter storm watch means we have 50% confidence that it's going to happen. And we only have that confidence for a small area. The West Glacier region, we start that by Thanksgiving afternoon into Friday. And then by evening on Thanksgiving, we have Flathead Valley, the Mission Valley, Sealy Swan, and then pretty much everything east of Missoula. For the rest of the area, we don't have as much confidence on the rapid drop off of temperature, so we've put out winter weather advisories. Now tomorrow, these advisories could be lifted up into warnings, or even these watches could be downgraded into advisories, depending upon how this system progresses. All right, temperature and snow level trend. It's warmed up a little bit with the warm front this morning and another warm front tomorrow morning, but then here's that modified Arctic. Not crazy cold. We're talking high temperatures in the 20s, low temperatures in the teens, lower teens to single digits. And then the air mass starts to modify through Wednesday. All right, snow forecast. A burst of snow with that modified Arctic. A little bit of light snow. I should have started with this. A little bit of light snow on Thursday morning, but the main event is going to be this modified Arctic, a burst of snow in general. Most the passes you can see 3 to 6 inches. And the valleys are going to see 1 to 3, 2 to 4. It's not going to be that big of a deal. Marias Pass, though, 8 to 12 inches by Friday evening. That will be the big winner for the snow. And then Tuesday, Wednesday of next week, we'll talk more about that on Sunday, another system. Winds, there will be some winds with this modified Arctic. These winds aren't high enough, but I took this from the National Blend of Models. We have modified our wind forecast. There could be gusts up to 40, so 30 to 40 miles per hour, briefly with the front, but in general 25 to 35 throughout the day. All right, 6 to 10 days, continued chances for above average temperature and below average temperature, I apologize, and above average precipitation. Most of our region is going to be equal chances for above or below normal temperatures, but this time of the year, remember, our normal temperatures create frozen precipitation, i.e. snow. So we're going to have above normal precipitation. And then through the middle of December, chances for below normal temperatures and above normal precipitation. All right, I hope everyone has a wonderful Thanksgiving. Our next briefing will be Sunday, November 30th.